Hi everyone and welcome back to my kitchen. Today it's about tostadas, and I can't tell you how many informal dinners, parties I have been to in Mexico where they put out all these different options for you to pile onto a crisp fried corn tortilla and make something that you will enjoy. It's very casual, it's very fun. So I'm going to show you what the general spread is like for that kind of a party. So we've got here our salsa and cheese. We've got some beans, some crema. I sliced up some tomatoes. You could use shredded or very thinly sliced head lettuce, or this is a kind of Napa cabbage. We've got some chicken. You could make this whole thing vegetarian if you wanted to, but I'm going to make a simple guacamole to go on here because I think it's essential if you're going to layer a tostada. And I'm going to make it in this kind of funky way. There's this one place in Monterrey that is very famous for its tostadas. It's called La Siberia. And they make this guacamole with raw tomatillo and with pickled jalapeno. So I'm going to show you that. It's a very simple thing, but the first thing that I have to do here is to chop up the tomatillo. So that's going to take me just a second here to cut. I'm cutting like little 1/4 inch pieces and then cut each piece into small dice. Okay, I'm going to put that finely chopped tomatillo into the bowl there. And of course, open the avocados up and then take the seed, out of it. There we go. Same thing for our second avocado here. These are both very ripe, the right stage for making a good guacamole. And of course, because these are Hass avocados, you can go right up to the skin because it's a tough skin and it won't break like on a number of the other varieties of avocado. And last little bit in here and we'll mash, but I'm first going to season this with a little salt, and I'm going to take, this is a can of pickled jalapeños, and I'm going to, it's got a lot of carrots in here, which will be fun to serve with part of this tostada display. But what I'm going to use here is the canning liquid from it, and this you will put in to suit your own taste, but I'm going to start with about a tablespoon of that. That would be in place of, say, lime juice to season your guacamole. Now this is a very simple guacamole, which is what you would usually find in Mexico for a tostada display like this, because you really want to think of it as just mashed seasoned avocado. This is going to have the nice little crunch of the tomatillos. Okay, now I'm going to give, that's all come together here, but before I put it into my serving bowl, I'm going to give it a little taste to see if I got enough salt and enough of the pickled jalapeno. It's good, a little spicy from the pickled jalapeno vinegar. Okay, and I've got a bowl sitting here for that. And then we'll set this out with that spoon there. Okay, now these pickled jalapenos have their own little spot to go here. That'll be pretty on top of the, I love pickled jalapenos, and I bet you do too. Okay, so we got all that ready. Now let's talk about how you might make a tostada. So usually there's some beans sitting out. These are at room temperature. I think that's just exactly fine. These are smooth, so if you make like the frijoles refritos, smooth, this is what you're looking for here, because you just are going to, as they'd say in Spanish, untar la tostada. You're just going to cover it with a little thin layer of the beans like that. Next thing I'm going to put on here will be a couple of slices of tomato, and on over that a little bit of chicken. This is just a rotisserie chicken that I got. It's a definitely, you could put it in there or not put it in there. Or if you had some leftover roast pork or something like that, that always goes very nicely on a tostada. Okay, next thing that I'm going to do here is going to be, I'm going to wait for that at the very end. I'm going to put just a little bit of crema over the top of all of this now. And then a little spoonful of, you kind of can't get too much crema there. So this is homemade crema here, but you could buy it at the Mexican grocery store. Use creme fraiche or use sour cream. A little bit of the shredded Napa cabbage there. And then of course we have salsa. This is roasted tomatillo salsa. It's looking pretty good. This is one of my absolute favorite lunches of all time. I'm going to put 2 spoonfuls. This is getting so big I won't be able to get my mouth around it. A couple spoonfuls of the guacamole that I just made. This is queso añejo, like a cotija style cheese. And of course our last little thing will be a few slivers of jalapeno and a couple of the pickled carrots. Now, that to me is a meal.